Hello there guys, and welcome back to SimCity. A few of you have been asking me if and when I'm going to open up this region to my viewers. I haven't really given it a lot of thought yet, to be honest. What I was thinking is I might actually just keep this region private, at least for the time being, because I'm just getting back into the game, and if I start inviting people into it, what's going to happen is, because I'm only really playing SimCity as I'm recording these videos, which means I put about, I don't know, 1.5 to 2 hours worth of work into this city a week. If I start inviting people into the region, you're just going to sit down and play for 2 or 3 hours maybe in a single day, and everyone's city is going to end up growing ahead of mine. Not only that, I'm probably going to end up using some of these neighbouring regions to build up all the various things I need, because you can't really build everything you need in a single city. So I'm probably going to end up using a few of these. So what I might do is wait until I've been playing for a little while, until I've got some more cities going, and then I might invite some people into some of these other regions. Or failing that, I'll just create another region and we will literally just use it for the purpose of all playing together. But I still need to give that a bit more thought. So while we are waiting for my thought processes, we are going to continue with what we've got going on here. Now we've got some health alerts. Many sick or injured Sims. We're probably at capacity at the clinic, and indeed we are. So we need to build another... well, we don't need to build another clinic. That would be stupid. We need to build another waiting room, which we can do. So let's pop one of those onto the back. So that's given us a little bit more space now at the clinic. That should sort that out. Still waiting on this mission to have high wealth houses. Still haven't had any yet. Now, we did plop the parks around here. Now, are these people going to grow? They're getting there. But we do need a little bit more high wealth to get those up. Let's see if we can't have another park just to try and push things along a little bit more. We could go for... Is there anything here that isn't stupidly expensive? The answer would probably be no. Or stupidly excessive in size. I'm going to take up a stupid amount of space. I could, of course, throw one down here and just destroy half of the commerce, which I don't really want to do. Isn't really a great place to put that, really, but let's try putting one here and just see what happens. We've destroyed a house, but oh, well, never mind. Okay, we have a crime problem. We have a crime in progress. I don't think we actually have any police at all at the moment. Of course, we don't have an awful lot of money, and we need 30,000 simoleons for a police station. So, as we do, I think what we're going to have to do is take out a third bond, which is starting to get expensive as far as our interest repayments go. But we can now afford to buy or build a police station. As you can see, we have a crime in progress here. I think we're going to put our police station right here. So we've got all of our services right next to each other. The police, the fire, and the clinic. Has 2 police cars. I don't think we really need to bother upgrading it right at the moment. As you can see, we have a criminal. Now, will the police go and catch him? Obviously, the police station doesn't have any staff at the moment. Right, where's he going? No, he's still there. Let's keep an eye on him. Try and keep an eye on him. Police station is still closed. Let's speed things up a little. Ah! So we can see our thieving friend went into one of these houses here somewhere. Not sure which one, but he will most probably get picked up at some point. Okay, what does City Hall want? Dr. Vu, they still want us to build Maxis Man. No, not going to do it. If I decide to do it, it'll be in my own time. Now what do you want? Okay. If you can get 100 Sims into our parks within the next 3 days, then it's yours. Sure, why not? It might work. Don't know how many parts we've got. Right, what's going on here? Oh, it's under construction. Honestly looked like that it was on fire or it had been destroyed, but... And it's probably because we've put these... Oh, that's a big house. Ah, so now we have a high wealth house. We also have some high wealth businesses that are now starting to expand. But we still don't have as many of the bigger houses as we want. We've got 5 high wealth houses. We've already got 3. Maybe we will end up with some more. The thing is, the high wealth houses do take up a lot more space. And this is the issue here. So what wow, we're losing a lot of money now. We really need to start getting some cash coming in. Be nice if we could make some of these houses a little bigger as well. I think what we're going to do, which is going to cost us even more money, is we are going to build another little plaza. This will destroy a couple of houses, but of course it will increase some of the land value here. See, some of these people can't actually expand because they don't have the room. As you can see, these high wealth houses take up about 3 or 4 plots, so they are quite large indeed. How are we doing on that thing with parks? Not very well at all. Okay, fair enough. Zoning. We are being recommended... difficult to say, really. I mean, everything seems to be dropping, but we do have a need for medium wealth residential, and we have a need for low wealth commercial. I guess what we could do is we could put a little more commercial in here. It's not going to help a great deal, but at least we've got some. Let's put a little bit of commercial along here also, next to the industry. Not a great idea, but... Now, I don't think we're actually going to be building the oil derricks here anymore. It was a plan for a while, although, to be honest, we'd make so much money if we did that. Could make so much money doing that. I think I will end up doing that. I know I said I wasn't going to, but I think I will end up doing that. So what I'm going to do, let's put a road in here. This is going to destroy a few houses, isn't it? But, oh well. Sunny houses. Okay. Straight roads, because, yeah, straight roads are boring. And let's close that off. And we can have some residential in those. Now, we also need to decide what we're going to do with this avenue. I'll probably take it down here and bring it around on this side of the city. And then probably try and link it, maybe diagonally, link it back up down with the industrial area at some point. At least then that will force me to build things that aren't just in straight lines. This will be Dr. Vu quest again, yeah, which I'm not bothered about doing, so no thanks, even though I've said no thanks once before. This is the Omega Co one, isn't it? So, no, not bothered about that. Okay, police station. Are you guys... Yep, you're up and running. Brilliant. So, we are getting somewhere. Yes, we do need to stop spending cash to get out of the red. We're down to minus 27 an hour, which isn't terrible. I think our population has dropped a little as well. This is the other thing as well, is that because these high wealth houses actually take up more space, you get less housing and your population also drops slightly. So that can be a little bit annoying. How many of these? We still only have 2 high wealth houses. This is quite annoying. We need to get 3. Let's try one more park or fountain. Of course, this costs us a lot of money per hour, which is something we want to avoid doing as much as we can, but... Right, okay, that's the last thing we're putting down. We're in the green again now anyway, though. We are actually making money per hour, although not an awful lot of it. 252 simoleons per hour. Here we go. We are instantly getting some houses. As you can see, we only get 2 high wealth houses in these little squares here. And you can get sort of 6 medium wealth houses in there, and you'd probably get about 10 low wealth houses. But that is that particular mission complete. Back down to minus 12 per hour now. We did get a cool 5,000 for the reward there, though I'm not sure if that was necessarily worth it. Parks, still 67 hours left, but unfortunately not a lot of room. Oh, we've got a fire going on here. Oh dear. So, a lot of the times when you get things like fires and you get people who have accidents, it's because of a lack of education. So this is definitely a reason for having schools and colleges and things around. And we've got people here who basically want to become criminals or who are already criminals. Hopefully the police are going to start doing their job. All cars are out on patrol. I mean, I could actually put another car down, but it becomes very, very expensive at the moment. The garbage dump is handling the flow of rubbish quite nicely. We still have an excess of power. We have quite a healthy excess of power, actually. So what I might actually do is just turn off some of these extra turbines that we don't need, because they are costing us 40 simoleons per hour to run. So I've just saved 80 simoleons per hour by turning off those two, which we don't need. We have enough. So we're good on power. We're good on garbage disposal. What are we like on water? I should just click on that, really. We still have an excess of water, and the sewage is absolutely fine as well. Look at it all go. Wouldn't like to live anywhere down here, but of course this is the reason why we don't actually have any housing down here. So that is all going good. Need to get to 5,000 residents before we can upgrade City Hall. Now, if we say that the next thing that we want to do... What do they want to do? The Academy. Now, somebody did suggest that I build the Academy, and that is basically the sort of clean and eco-futuristic building, which is the opposite one to the Omnicorp one. And that is what allows us to build a lot of the very futuristic buildings. Now, it's 25,000 simoleons to build, and it costs us 300 simoleons per hour. So this is something that I'd like to build, but I don't think that I am going to build it straight away. I think that would be a little bit foolish to do that. But it is definitely something that I will build. We shouldn't have any futurization at the moment. Oh, we still have one building that is slightly futurized because we had the Omega Corp next to it. So these guys get futurized even though the Omega Coat has now gone. We don't have any other futuristic buildings there. We don't have any control net. Land value. Obviously the land value around the trade depot is actually quite low, and obviously around the industry it is going to be quite low. But as you can see, we have quite a lot of land value around here because of the parks, and it's got the breakdown. I still need to install that mod that actually shows you the general happiness of people and how likely they are to expand. And also, when you click on somewhere you can work, like industry, instead of it just telling you the tech level and the density, it also tells you how many of each type of workers it needs: low wealth, medium wealth, or high wealth. Okay, so what's that showing me there? It's the industrial tech map. Okay, so that's not particularly all that exciting to look at, so let's get out of there. So we will build that at some point, but an oil drill is something that I'd really like to do. 37,500 simoleons to build that. But we could make a lot of money doing it. Where's the oil map? There's a lot of oil in this city. We could make a lot of money doing that. And of course then we have our trade depot, which we could upgrade with oil storage and sell it. What do you want? So you want us to build the academy, which would give us 20,000 simoleons, which would pretty much mean we get the academy almost for free. However, it would still cost us a little bit of money to run. Let's do it. Do you know what? We are going to do it. I said I wasn't, but I lied. So we are going to do that. And it will increase futurization. Where do we want to build it, though? I think where we want to build it, actually, is somewhere down here. Well, can this connect up to the industrial? Not really. I'm going to move that down. This is going to look stupid, but I'm going to do it anyway. Well, that's not how I wanted that to join up. Not at all. Let me just bulldoze that bit of road. Sometimes it's very nice that you can use different types of roads like squares and curves and squiggly lines and circles, and you've got these grid lines that allow things to snap together, but sometimes they are just absolutely awful and just do not work in the way that you'd expect them to, and it's quite frustrating sometimes. Okay, so let's go for a straight line to there and then try and link those up. That's kind of on the squiff, but it'll still do. So, let us build the academy. It's going to cost us a fair bit of money, but we can do it. We want to build 25,000. Can't quite afford it yet, though, which is the other issue we have. So, we're going to have to wait for that. Obviously, we've just been spending some money on the roads. No neighbouring control net providers, which we already know. Okay, fine. So, let us get back into our city. Get rid of that. And we will speed things up a little bit. Looks like you go... Oh, there we go. I need to mouse over that. So you'd like some oil. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. Probably not the smartest of ideas. I also need to leave a little bit room out of here at the back of the garbage dump, because I might need to extend this service road if we need to build more garbage disposal. But I'm either going to put the academy on the inside here or on the... I'll probably put it on the outside here, actually. It'll give me more room to expand. It's going to take quite a while, even at this speed, to get up to 25,000. 58 hours left to get 100 people into parks. We are still nowhere near that, which is quite sad. Up to 3,000 on the population, which still isn't brilliant. We can't take out any more bonds, unfortunately, because we have all 3 taken out. We could put taxes up a little bit more, but it's probably not going to help. It's actually our healthcare that is costing us the most money at the moment, followed by fire and garbage disposal. So, fingers crossed. I mean, could we actually save any money here? Treating 9 patients. We could potentially disable one of the ambulances, but the small amount of simoleons it would save us per hour probably isn't going to make a huge deal of difference to us. But we are running on cheetah speed, so we will continue to go through and see what we can do about that. Got another fire going on over here. You're quite ill. You've hurt your back, but you haven't gone to the clinic, so it's your own fault. We probably do need more police, but at the same time, we can't really afford more police. I didn't think the police were actually that rushed. They make 0 arrests per day. 0 criminals rehabilitated. And 0 criminals released early. So what exactly are you doing? You haven't caught anybody yet. So crime can't be that bad, surely. As the police actually don't seem to be doing anything. Kind of true to real life in some cases. So... what are we waiting for? We're waiting for money to roll in. We're still at cheetah speed, which doesn't seem that fast, really, even when you compare it to normal speed. Was it 20,000 we needed? Or was it 25,000? It's 25,000. Well, we're very close to being there. Another couple of hours, and we'll be able to do that. That's in-game hours, by the way, not real hours. So you're not going to have to sit through another 2 hours worth of video before we can afford to buy that. Robbery in progress. Okay. Do we know where this robbery in progress is? What are you moaning about? He wants to have a party, and we get a reward for clearing up all the rubbish, which is absolutely fine, because we've actually got quite good garbage disposal here in the city, so that isn't really a problem at all. I don't know where this crime in progress is supposed to be. Can't actually see anything going on. So let us speed things up a little. It's still going to be a couple of in-game hours before we can afford the academy. Now it'll unlock some other things for us. Increases the tech level of nearby industrial buildings. So maybe it is just worth having it... because it raises high wealth land value and also increases the tech level of industrial buildings. So having it here might be the best option, actually, because it will increase the land value wealth over here somewhat, and it will also increase the tech level of these buildings over here. We can now afford it, so we are going to plot the academy. It's quite a big building, and you do get some upgrades that you need to attach to it later on. Of course, they can go on the other side of the road as well, so there is an option for that. I'm just trying to decide which side of the road is better for placing it. I think here will be fine. So that gives it... it doesn't have a massive reach, but it does have a little bit. We will get some money back for doing that. Okay, so what are you complaining about? We don't have enough garbage trucks. Yeah, Yeah, you probably are short of trucks. You've got 4 trucks. You have more than enough trucks. You're just complaining because, wow, that's a lot of garbage. Okay, maybe we do need more garbage trucks. That's just going to be more cost, though. No, just go out and deal with it. Look, there's 4 of you. You will manage. It's 6:30 in the morning. How long do we have to clean this up? A full 24 hours to collect 250 cans of rubbish. Yep, not a problem at all. So we are starting to see some of the... I think these are actually commerce buildings here. These are commercial buildings. So we've got some commercial buildings. Of course, these are going up to high wealth. But you can see, if you look here on the top, you can see this hexagonal honeycomb here. That says that it's a future building. If you look at something that isn't a futuristic building, it's just plain white. If you look at something that is futurized, it's got this this little thing here. Not enough workers. Closing. See, this is the thing. It doesn't actually tell you what type of workers that it needs. So sometimes you can have enough population in your city, but you have the wrong type of population. Sometimes you don't have enough of the right level of wealth. I guess we'll have to find out. What businesses do we have here? Fur Reels, Wilmot and Partners. They're making lots of sales. They're a futuristic... but the happiness is going down. It's going to be a difficult one. Difficult to manage. Obviously, some of the industry now is also getting increased. They'd like their roads upgraded, the density of the roads, because doing that... I thought... Hang on. Oh, begin an academy research project. So we need to do that, of course. Because we don't have a research project at the moment. Now, it will cost us 300 simoleons per hour, which is very, very expensive. As you can see, we've got 9 medium wealth workers here, but we have no low wealth or high wealth workers here. So let's click on research project. Now we could have a maglev station, we could have the sewage sanitizer, or we could have wind or solar power amplifiers. Now that would actually be quite useful, considering we are actually using wind power. We can't afford to do that right now, so we're going to wait with that for a little while. The industry here is saying that they'd like their roads upgraded in density, which would allow them to grow a little bit more. We can probably do that still. We don't have an awful lot of money though, so let's just speed things up and get into a next hour or two. Of course, it'd be nice if we could fulfill that garbage mission. Very nearly done, actually. We just have, so that gives us 25,000 simoleons to play with. So before we do anything else, we are going to start that research project. There we go. And we'll get 20,000 back when that's finished as well. So let's see if we can upgrade some of these roads. So, in order to upgrade a road, I'm just trying to remember how we do this now. There is a way to upgrade roads. I can't remember how. Where is my option? Is it this one? Yeah, road upgrades. So we click on this, and then we click on a road, and of course we could knock it down to a dirt road, which we don't want to do. We want to try and make this medium density. It's going to cost us 1,276 simoleons, but that makes it medium density. We're going to do the same here, and we're going to do the same along here as well. There we go. So we've made most of the streets where there is medium, where there were low density industry into a medium density. We could also try the same with these streets here, because it might actually give us some better density for the high wealth houses. We don't want to upgrade too much because it's very, very expensive upgrading the quality of streets. Don't think we're going to do this parks one, to be quite honest. I know we don't have an awful lot of parks around, but we've only got 44 hours left, and I don't even think we're a quarter of the way there. So we need to complete the research project at the academy to get the 20,000 reward. I'm not sure if there's a time limit, but we are already 7% complete. Now, as far as I'm aware, the way this works is anything that's researched at the academy becomes unlocked for all of the neighbours as well. Now, as you can see, research is slow. Need high wealth workers. Well, we don't actually... Well, we have one. We have one high wealth worker here. So there's plenty of the low wealth and a few of the medium wealth, but we need more high wealth workers. We don't have an awful lot of high wealth housing around, which could also be a problem. Now, this isn't going to end up being high wealth housing because we are going to stick a gigantic oil pump here at some point. At least only until the oil is gone, and then we can revert that back down to sort of low wealth. What we could do is if we go and grab ourselves another one of these parks or plazas, is we could potentially plop it here. We'd only be destroying 1 or 2 houses, and we could get the land value up around here. Because it's nice. And why have you guys suddenly gone all upset? I don't know. Some people just seem to complain about everything. But this is increasing, obviously, the land value around here. We've still got some low wealth around, so it is all good. So how are things doing now at the academy? Still slow, but we're still at 23%. That's not terrible. We don't have any high wealth workers now, which is very, very... In fact, a lot of the workers seem to have left. We were at 50 and... Was it 50, 30 and 1? Now at 18, 12 and 0. So I'm not too sure what is going on there. As you can see, a lot of our technology now in our industry places is really improving. They're still futurized buildings, but they're also growing because we have increased the actual density of the road. So now these have gone up to medium density industry. And of course we could then increase this road further and go up to high density, which would then make these factories even bigger. The problem you've got now, of course, is that you get less factories because they take up more space. So what was two sides of a street is now taking up the entire block. But it is not the end of the world. I wonder how much power the academy is using. It's not said we have a deficit. No, we've still got an excess. So the academy is still good. Zoning, we have a massive demand for residential now. This is obviously because we have been building so much. Now, I did say I want my oil pumps to go here in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build a road out here. Hopefully that will join up. There we go. So, might be able to get the oil pump in here, which is going to cause some problems, but we will see. Again, I'm going to be doing these horrible, nasty grids. And let's go across that way for these ones. This is literally just throwing down a lot of housing because we need housing. That's the only reason we're doing this at the moment. So, residential, click, 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 click. I'm not going to put any more residential on the inside of this circle here. Actually, I can do, because we can always knock them down later. But that's where we're going to try and put our oil pumps in. We're also going to go all the way around this edge. We will go... should we go down there and do the avenue as well? It's probably not the best idea, because I'm going to bring the avenue around. As the further I bring this stuff out, though, the more difficult I'm making it to bring that avenue around. But we'll sort that out later. But that's given us a lot more room for growth. As you can see, our population has actually dropped quite a bit, because at one point we were at 5,000 residents. 5,000 simoleon reward for getting to 25,000 residents. Well, I'm sure we can do that because we've just built a massive amount of housing. Well, we've zoned areas for a massive amount of housing anyway. So let's speed that up and watch the people move in. Hopefully they will. 2,228. Still at 2,228. 2,278, so we are getting people moving. Ah, there we go. It's speeding up a little bit now. The delivery lorries are starting to arrive with people's possessions. People are starting to move in. 5,000 residents is going to be a struggle. Definitely not going to do that one with the parks. How are we doing at the academy here? 39%, and still very, very short. Oh, look, all of a sudden it has some workers again. Very strange thing. Very strange. What's going on? The number of residents is really increasing, as is the amount of money we're getting per hour. People starting to want mass transit, which isn't a bad idea. But this is the thing with this version of SimCity. The fact that the cities are so small. It's impossible to get everything in this one little square. Especially if you try and make it pretty by using curved streets. I mean, building little squares and blocks like this is good for min-maxing. It allows you to cram the most stuff in the small amount of space. But It's impossible to start building enough schools and clinics and police and fire and the academy and the Amiga Co. You just cannot get everything in one city, and that's the idea of having this region with multiple cities, because people can commute from one region to another. So I might not have any education at all in this city, apart from basic schools. Universities may be in a neighbouring city, and the people from my city will visit that city to go and get their university education. So let's just slow this down. We have managed to hit our 5,000 residents, which is good because it gives us a lot more money per hour. People are protesting that garbage wasn't being collected, but we can now upgrade, and we have the better city hall. Now, what we will be able to do with that is build extra buildings on there later on. I don't know if we can do them right now. Progress towards the next upgrade. Yeah, need another 15,000 residents, but you do get things that you can add on to that at a later stage. Oh, that's not what I wanted to click on. Can we add any of them now? Let's just have a quick look. We could add... Oh, most of these have now been unlocked. So we could have a Department of Education, which allows us to build high schools and universities. We could have a Department of Finance, which allows us to change individual tax rates. We could have a Department of Safety, which allows us to build the larger hospitals, fire stations, and the police precinct. The Department of Tourism allows us to build landmarks, the Pro Stadium and large parks. Department of Transportation allows us to build passenger trains, bus terminals, and the municipal airport and ferry dock. And the Department of Utilities gives us the better water pumping station, the sewage treatment, and the recycling centre. The best one to probably have, and again, these are per region, so you only need one in the region, and every city in the region gets access to it. Department of Finance is probably the most important one to have, and as you can see, that's the reason why I left so much space either side of the City Hall. Now that we've done that, if I actually go into the budget panel, you can see that I have individual tax control now. Before, I only had one tax slider, which was for everybody. Now, I can actually adjust the tax for residential, commercial, and industrial, and I can change it per wealth level. So, if I reduce the tax level for the high wealth, I may get more high wealth people move in, which means that I will be able to get more high wealth workers for the academy, and the research project will be even quicker. So that was an ideal thing to have there. Just before I end the video, we are going to put in that oil well if we can, because hopefully it will make us a lot of money. Still can't afford it. Oh, I thought we had enough money. It's 37,500. Oh, it cost us 15,000 to put that down. That's why. I did wonder. More cars on the road than people. Just get some buses already. Yep, still quite a lot of people saying that we should get mass transit, which is definitely a consideration and something we will need to do. The garbage place is actually certainly doing enough stuff here. I don't know if people are still protesting. Yeah, people are protesting there's too much garbage. Well, we can certainly handle the capacity. It seems the issue is we can't actually collect it quick enough. So what we're going to do is we will put in another couple of garbage trucks, and that is going to eat up some of our cash reserves, which means I won't be able to put my oil wells down as early as I would have liked. So I think I will call that a video. I'm quite happy. We've grown the city a little bit. We've certainly got a lot more residential. We've got the academy. We have upgraded the... we've upgraded the density and the tech level of our industry. We've got some high wealth housing now. We've completed a couple of missions, and we've almost got enough money to put our oil well in. We are actually making a decent amount of money per hour, and the population is still climbing. So all in all, I am quite happy with the progress there. So thanks a lot for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Until then, goodbye for now.